Is Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, the worst of the worst when it comes to politicians? No, I wouldn't go that far. He's probably a nice guy if you had a chance to get to know him. He's just a typical politician. You saw recently he was caught in a French restaurant, not just any French restaurant. I mean the highest of the high end you can go to. A restaurant where you probably can't get a plate under $100. A restaurant where most Americans will never eat in a restaurant like that in their entire life. And he was there with a bunch of other rich people, and none of them had masks on. None of them were social distancing. And for some reason, people pointed out the hypocrisy of that. And they're missing it. They're missing the whole point. All he is a typical politician. This is why they upset me. It's why I always, every chance I get, I vote against the incumbent. Yet, these people can win again and again and again. So what is the typical politician? 3 words: rich, elitist, snobs. And yet we vote these people in to lead us. Rich. Yes, Gavin Newsom qualifies. He was born rich. His father was legal counsel for Getty Oil back in the day. And then his father became manager of the Getty Wealth Fund. We're talking billions of dollars. And then when Gavin graduated from college, he jumped into the business world, believe it or not, started a bunch of businesses. And oh, by the way, it was a Getty that partnered with him in all those endeavors, making him rich through all those things. Pretty cool, huh? But of course, he got bored with that. And then by 29, he's getting into politics. Became the mayor of San Francisco, ultimately the governor. I have to believe he has his eyes on the presidency someday. I mean, that has to be next for these people. So he's rich. And you know what's worse than somebody born rich? Someone that gets into politics and they see that that is their path to riches. That's even worse. And then the elitist thing, this bugs me more than anything. This is where they put themselves up as, they can tell us and they want to direct how we live because they're going to save us. Because they know what's best for us. And then, of course, rich, elitist, snob, that goes back to the French restaurant. They just don't really even want to hang out with us. When I lived in Chicago for decades, it was amazing. I would go to all kinds of sporting events. How often the local politicians had the best seats in the house. I don't know why, but it just bugs me. But the biggest question of all, for those of you living in California, why would you continue to vote people like this back into office again and again?